price of silver just got hijacked. You could blame the Supreme Court. Let's start. This is from the Silver Academy, and it says, gold price scandal, unmasking the cartel controlling your wealth. Celebrating Comex collapse, gold at $27,000. That is an enormous number, but it will make sense. This article starts by saying, Crimex, they're being clever instead of saying Comex. Crimex, a year's worth of mining can occur in just one trading day. A year's worth in one trading day. In contrast, at the Shanghai Exchange, physical metal must be deposited before trading. Buyers must be present for delivery, demonstrating a commitment to serious investment rather than market manipulation. And that is a key phrase here, market manipulation. And you could thank the Supreme Court for us being stuck in this situation, because this market manipulation, we've been learning a lot about this, we've been talking a lot about this on this channel. Specifically when it comes to silver, this article happens to be about gold, but it's hitting precious metals across the board. And now that the Supreme Court has made this blanket ruling, Loper taking away all of the authority, all of the bite of our federal agencies, the CFTC will no longer be able to help us as silver stackers. The CFTC, that is the regulatory agency, the federal agency that we as silver stackers need to check out this market manipulation and get something done about it. It's a CFTC. But no, thank you to the Supreme Court. Our regulatory agency, the CFTC, is just like every other federal agency as of 3-4 weeks ago, as of this ruling. We are completely at a loss. And by the way, if you're enjoying this video, please hit like, please hit subscribe. This is really important information. This is the only channel on YouTube that is talking about this issue with the Supreme Court and this war on the everyday person. I can't even say war on the administrative state, because it has nothing to do with the administrative state. It's a war on us, on me and you. We're the ones that are impacted by this war on the administrative state. This has nothing to do with this spin that we're getting fed by mainstream media that tells us that, these regulations are against us. No, the federal agencies support us. They support the little guy, you and I, that wake up every morning and go to work. The only group of people that hate regulations are the elite of this country, of course, because of course they hate regulations. Are you kidding me? Regulations are put in place to stop them from the monopoly that they always want, from taking every ounce, every penny in this country and fattening their wallets. That's the whole point of regulations. So please hit subscribe. Please hit like. This is really important stuff, and it's really impacting us as silver stackers. We need the CFTC to stop the topic of what we're talking about here with Comex and market. It's right there in blue, market manipulation. Okay, let's keep going. It says the Crimex practice of placing sell orders without taking possession creates the illusion of a sell-off in gold and silver. An illusion. This is exactly what it is. Profits are made through naked short trades, spoofs, and other questionable practices with minimal consequences for bankers. Bankers pay regulators to change the rules, but the game is coming to an end because the cheaters have been caught red-handed. And just to push back a little on that sentence, they won't need to pay regulators anymore because there are no more regulators. Let's keep going. Now with the Shanghai Gold Exchange, an arbitrage spread and the influence of ethical actors may drive gold prices to $27,000. Now, this is in the next 3 years, this prediction. I know 27,000 sounds just ludicrous, but imagine how ludicrous $2,400 sounded when gold was back at $500 an ounce. I mean, people must have thought, no way would in a lifetime would we hit 2,400. Here we are. So these numbers, they sound large, but it's absolutely possible. This article says the potential for gold to reach price levels of $20,000 to $27,000 per ounce is based on the idea of using gold as a financial asset to address the U.S. national debt, which is approaching $35 trillion. Now, I'm going to show you, he explains in this article how how this can take place. The potential for gold to reach price levels of $20,000 to $27,000 per ounce is not just a speculative figure. It's a strategic move rooted in the idea of using gold as a financial asset to address this massive debt. Now, common sense monetary policy, this author says, is gaining strength and posits that by looking at solving debt crisis with gold is absolutely the best practice. A debt divided by U.S. gold reserves, we arrive at these gold prices with fifth grade math, according to this author. I'm going to make this a little larger so you can see it. The scenario envisions a shift in monetary policy, potentially under the guidance of someone like Judy Shelton, who's been favored for a Federal Reserve role. This approach would involve using gold-backed U.S. Treasury bonds. Now, I'm going to push back in a minute on this. Give me a second. I'm going to push back on this because there are many people that don't agree with this as an option. This approach would involve using gold-backed U.S. Treasury bonds, effectively returning to the form of gold standard, because we used to have this. Such a move would not only aim to solve the U.S. debt crisis, but also position the country to compete with the BRICS nations' efforts to create a gold-backed. They're already trying this on their own. These BRICS nations create a gold-backed cross-border payment system known as mBridge, and this would compete. Compete with that. Now, this article goes on to talk about all of the uses of gold that could possibly be putting gold in a position similar to silver, in that more industrial use. Gold could have more industrial use. Now, I'm a silver stacker and a gold stacker, and I could tell you, I have no interest in spending my time advocating for gold as a metal that has industrial use, that is, being underutilized. Anybody who has any experience in business will tell you that the uphill battle of informing the public of the use of a product, of teaching the public about the use of a product, that is a battle that nobody wants to take. And it's a quick way to lose all of your money and all of your hair, because it's just exhausting and you don't know if the public is going to take to this idea. Really, the best way to go about profit in the business world is to find a problem and solve the problem. So presently, according to this article, and again, I'm just pushing back a bit. I respect this author, I really do. I'm just pushing back a bit. But to look at gold as a metal that is going to have more industrial use, I can't really see that increasing the value. I see the idea of putting in a gold standard to have more of an outcome that would increase the value of gold. Now, again, I'm going to push back a little further on this also, because the idea of a gold-backed currency, and I just did a quick Google search just to see what the other side would say about developing a gold-backed currency. And this is from, where did this come from? Oh, Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis, right? So clearly it's going to be a very conservative view. But here's just some bullet points, just to keep in mind as we think about gold standard here in our country. Why not go back to the gold standard? It says there are significant problems with tying currency to the gold supply. It doesn't guarantee financial or economic stability. That's because the price of gold fluctuates so much. It's costly and environmentally damaging to mine. That's absolutely true. For gold mining, we have serious environmental issues, and the supply of gold is not fixed. Now, this section under here, I think, is the most important. I think this really at least it gives us reason for pause. This says, check this out. The U.S. mines a lot of gold, they say, but we're not the biggest producer. The bigger suppliers of gold would have more control over our monetary policy, and there's no reason to have it because we can get the advantages of the gold standard and avoid the disadvantages without being on a gold standard. So that's a real issue, because if we have our United States currency backed by gold, we are therefore beholden to whichever country has the most gold. That's something that we really need to take into mind. And that is one of the drivers that took us off the gold standard to begin with. Again, if you're enjoying this video, please hit like, please hit subscribe. Help get this information out there. This is really important stuff. And I'll see you guys on the next one.